Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Celebrity Buzz, where we dive deep into the latest scandals and surprises from the world of entertainment. Today, we're talking about something that has the internet absolutely ablaze: Eugene Levy reportedly being kicked off Lorraine Kelly's morning show after a heated exchange that left viewers stunned. For those who might not be familiar, Eugene Levy is the beloved Canadian actor, comedian, and writer, best known for his roles in the American Pie franchise and, of course, as the quirky patriarch Johnny Rose in the hit series Schitt's Creek, which he co-created with his son Dan Levy. His deadpan humor and bushy eyebrows have made him a fan favorite for decades. On the other side, Lorraine Kelly is the quintessential British daytime TV host, known for her warm, chatty style on her self-titled show, where she interviews celebrities, discusses current events, and shares lifestyle tips with her audience. The show airs on ITV and has been a staple of morning television in the UK for years, often featuring light-hearted banter and feel-good segments. So, how did these two seemingly affable personalities end up in a confrontation that allegedly led to Levy storming off the set? Let's set the scene. Wait, no scenes, just the facts. It all started when Eugene was invited to promote his latest project, a travel documentary series called The Reluctant Traveler, where he explores various destinations around the world despite his admitted aversion to adventure. The interview began innocently enough, with Lorraine complimenting Eugene on his career and asking about his experiences filming in exotic locations like Finland and Japan. Eugene, true to form, responded with his signature self-deprecating wit, joking about how he'd rather stay home with a cup of tea than zipline through rainforests. The audience chuckled, and everything seemed on track for a pleasant chat, but things took a turn when Lorraine shifted the conversation to Eugene's personal life, probing about his family dynamics and how his real-life relationship with his son influenced Schitt's Creek. Eugene appeared slightly uncomfortable but answered politely at first. However, Lorraine pressed on, making a comment about how Eugene's on-screen persona sometimes mirrored his off-screen shyness, suggesting perhaps he was too reserved for the spotlight. Eugene laughed it off initially, but you could see the tension building in his expression. Viewers at home noticed the shift, with social media starting to buzz even as the interview progressed. Then came the spark that ignited the fire. Lorraine brought up a recent tabloid story claiming Eugene had turned down a major Hollywood role because he didn't want to travel, implying he was becoming reclusive in his later years. Eugene's face hardened, and he interjected, saying something along the lines of, "Lorraine, I think you're misreading the situation. My choices are personal, and I don't appreciate the insinuation." Lorraine, perhaps caught off guard, tried to lighten the mood with a laugh, but it came across as dismissive. She replied, "Oh come on, Eugene, we're just having a bit of fun here, don't be so serious." That's when things escalated. Eugene leaned forward, his voice rising slightly as he defended his privacy, stating that daytime TV shouldn't cross into speculative gossip. The exchange grew heated, with Lorraine attempting to steer back to lighter topics, but Eugene wasn't having it. He accused her of being unprepared and relying on sensationalism rather than genuine questions. The studio audience gasped as the back and forth continued for what felt like minutes but was probably only seconds. Producers in the background must have been scrambling, but on air, it was pure chaos. Finally, Eugene stood up, removed his microphone clip, and said, "I think we're done here," before walking off the set. Lorraine was left sitting there, looking flustered, and quickly cut to a commercial break. The clip went viral almost immediately, with fans divided as some siding with Eugene for standing up for himself, others thinking he overreacted to innocent probing. Social media exploded with hashtags like #EugeneLevyWalkOff and #LorraineVs.Levy, amassing millions of views within hours. Commentators weighed in, with some praising Eugene's authenticity and others criticizing the invasiveness of modern interviews. This incident has sparked broader discussions about celebrity boundaries and the pressure on hosts to generate buzz. Was it a genuine clash or a publicity stunt? Only time will tell, but for now, it's the talk of the town. Stay tuned as we explore more details in the next segment, diving deeper into the aftermath of this shocking on-air moment. let's examine what led up to Eugene Levy's dramatic exit from Lorraine Kelly's show. Reports suggest that the tension wasn't entirely spontaneous. Insiders claim there were signs of discomfort from the moment Eugene arrived at the studio. Apparently, during the pre-interview chat, Lorraine's team had briefed her on potential hot topics, including Eugene's reluctance to discuss certain aspects of his career post-Schitt. Eugene, known for his private nature, had reportedly requested that questions stay focused on his current work, but somehow, that memo got lost in translation. As the cameras rolled, Lorraine's probing questions veered into territory that felt personal to Eugene, touching on his age, his choices to step back from big-screen roles, and even hinting at retirement rumors. Eugene, at 79 years old, has been selective about projects, preferring ones that allow him to work with family or explore new formats like documentaries. His response to Lorraine's comments was measured at first, but as she doubled down with what some viewers called patronizing remarks, his frustration boiled over. "I've earned the right to choose my path without judgment," he reportedly said, his tone firm but not yelling. Lorraine, experienced host that she is, tried to diffuse with humor, saying, "Darling, we're all getting older, but you're timeless." But it fell flat, and Eugene countered by pointing out the double standard in how male and female celebrities are questioned about aging. This added a layer of gender and ageism debate to the mix, which only intensified the exchange. The live broadcast captured every nuance of the awkward pauses, the forced smiles, and the eventual walk-off. In the immediate aftermath, ITV issued a statement apologizing for any discomfort caused and emphasizing that the show values respectful conversations. Eugene's representatives released a brief comment, stating he appreciated the invitation but felt the discussions strayed inappropriately. Fans rallied online, with Schitt enthusiasts creating memes featuring Johnny Rose in similar awkward situations, while Lorraine's supporters argued she was just doing her job in an engaging way. Media outlets picked up the story, with headlines screaming about the clash of titans on morning TV. Analysts on shows like Good Morning Britain debated whether this signals a shift in how celebrities handle invasive questioning, referencing past incidents like Tom Cruise's Oprah couch jump or Megyn Kelly's controversial interviews. Interestingly, this isn't Eugene's first brush with on-air awkwardness. He's had lighthearted but memorable moments on other shows, like his appearances on The Tonight Show where his dry humor shines, but this felt different, more raw and unscripted. Lorraine, for her part, addressed the incident on the next day's episode, laughing it off and wishing Eugene well, but viewers noted a hint of defensiveness in her tone. The video clip has been dissected frame by frame on TikTok and YouTube, with body language experts weighing in on crossed arms and averted gazes. Some speculate it could boost ratings for both Eugene's documentary and Lorraine's show, turning a negative into a promotional goldmine. Others worry about the impact on mental health in the industry, highlighting how even seasoned pros can reach a breaking point. As we continue to unpack this, it's clear that what started as a routine promo spot evolved into a cultural talking point about respect, privacy, and the entertainment machine. We'll hear from more experts later, but for now, let's consider the broader implications for daytime television. Now, let's turn our attention to the public reaction and social media frenzy that followed Eugene Levy's alleged kickoff from Lorraine Kelly's show. Within minutes of the broadcast ending, Twitter now was flooded with reactions, ranging from shock to amusement. Users posted clips of the exchange, captioning them with phrases like "Eugene Levy just served the ultimate mic drop," and "Lorraine got levied." The hashtag #TeamEugene trended alongside #Lorraine apologize, splitting the online community into camps. Celebrities chimed in too. Dan Levy, Eugene's son and co-star, shared a cryptic post on Instagram saying, "Proud of Dad for knowing his worth," which garnered thousands of likes. Other stars like Catherine O'Hara, Eugene's longtime collaborator, retweeted fan support with laughing emojis, keeping it light. On the flip side, some defended Lorraine, pointing out that hosting live TV is tough and slip-ups happen. British comedian Ricky Gervais tweeted, "Interviews are a two-way street. Sometimes they veer off course." The debate extended to forums like Reddit, where threads in r television and r British TV analyzed every word spoken. One popular theory is that the whole thing was staged for publicity, given the timing with Eugene's show premiere. Skeptics noted how perfectly the clip looped for viral sharing, but most agree it looked genuine. Viewership for Lorraine's show spiked the following day, with many tuning in to see if she'd address it directly, which she did, albeit briefly. "We had a bit of a moment yesterday, but that's live TV for you," she said, before moving on to the next guest. Eugene hasn't publicly commented beyond his team's statement, but sources say he's unfazed and focusing on his work. This incident reminds us of similar TV blow-ups, like the infamous Billy Bush and Donald Trump tape or Kanye West's Taylor Swift interruption at the VMAs, moments that define pop culture. In the UK context, it echoes past Lorraine controversies, such as her interview with Harrison Ford where things got awkward over age jokes. For Eugene, it might enhance his image as an authentic, no-nonsense guy, much like his Schitt's Creek character who values family over fame. Psychologists interviewed on news segments discussed the psychology behind such exchanges, noting how accumulated stress from promo tours can lead to outbursts. Fans have started petitions for a reconciliation episode, imagining Eugene returning for a laugh-it-off segment. Meanwhile, parody videos popped up, with impersonators recreating the scene in exaggerated fashion. Saturday Night Live even hinted at a skit in their promo. The economic angle is interesting too. Experts predict a bump in streams for The Reluctant Traveler, as curiosity drives viewers to check out what all the fuss is about. Lorraine's ratings held steady, proving controversy sells. As we wrap this segment, it's worth pondering, in an era of scripted reality, was this a real clash or clever marketing? Either way, it's captivated audiences worldwide. Stay with us for more insights. Exploring the behind-the-scenes details of the Eugene Levy and Lorraine Kelly incident reveals a fascinating glimpse into the world of live television production. According to crew members who spoke anonymously, the atmosphere in the studio was electric from the start, with Eugene arriving in good spirits but quickly sensing the interview's direction. Pre-show notes allegedly included push on personal stories to make it engaging, but Eugene's handler had flagged sensitivities around privacy. When the exchange heated up, producers in the control room debated cutting to ads early but let it play out for the drama. Post-walk-off, the set was reportedly in disarray, with Lorraine taking a moment to compose herself before resuming. ITV's PR team swung into action, monitoring social media and preparing statements. Eugene was escorted out politely, and there's no report of further confrontation backstage. Industry insiders suggest this could affect future bookings. Celebrities might think twice about appearing on shows known for probing questions. Lorraine, with over 30 years in the business, has weathered storms before, like her tax controversy or on-air gaffes, emerging stronger. For Eugene, this aligns with his career trajectory of authenticity. Recall his Emmy speech where he thanked his family humbly. The event has prompted calls for better guidelines in interviews, with organizations like the Actors Equity pushing for respect clauses. On a lighter note, merchandise has emerged, t-shirts saying "I got levied" and mugs with the walk-off meme. YouTube creators have capitalized, producing reaction videos that track up views. One channel even deepfaked the scene with other celebs for comedy. The global reach is impressive. News outlets from Canada to Australia covered it, highlighting Eugene's international appeal. Lorraine's show, aimed at a UK audience, gained overseas viewers curious about the fuss. Analysts predict long-term benefits. Eugene's documentary could see awards buzz, while Lorraine might host a special on TV's Wildest Moments. Comparisons to other feuds, like Oprah vs. Tom Cruise, abound, but this feels more relatably to nice people clashing over boundaries. As discussions evolve, mental health advocates use it to spotlight interview pressures. Eugene, ever the pro, might turn it into fodder for his next project, perhaps a humorous episode in his travel series. Lorraine could invite him back for redemption. Whatever happens, this has humanized both, showing even stars have limits. We'll keep tracking developments. To fully appreciate the cultural impact of Eugene Levy's walk-off from Lorraine Kelly's show, we must consider the broader context of celebrity interviews in the social media age. Gone are the days of scripted, polite chats. Now, Every moment is scrutinized, amplified, and monetized online. This incident exemplifies how a single exchange can spark global conversations about etiquette, fame, and media ethics. Eugene, representing the old-school Hollywood guard, stood for privacy in an era of oversharing. Lorraine, as a daytime icon, embodies the need for relatable, sometimes edgy content to keep viewers engaged. The clash highlights tensions between promotion and personal space. Fan theories abound. Some believe Eugene was jet-lagged from travel. Others think Lorraine's producers pushed for controversy. Video breakdowns on platforms like Vimeo dissect tones and gestures, with communication experts noting Eugene's assertive body language versus Lorraine's defensive posture. The event has inspired think pieces in publications like The Guardian and Variety, discussing the evolution of talk shows from Johnny Carson's era to today's viral-driven formats. In Canada, where Eugene is a national treasure, outlets like CBC praised his stance, while UK tabloids like The Sun sensationalized it with "Levy loses it." Headlines. Social metrics show over 50 million impressions in the first 24 hours, rivaling major news events. Brands jumped in, with tea companies joking about Eugene's preference for staying home. Schitt's Creek cast reunions buzz increased, with fans hoping for commentary. Lorraine's resilience shines. She's bounced back from worse. Like her 2020 lockdown broadcasts, Eugene's legacy remains intact. His awards, including multiple Emmys, speak volumes. This could lead to positive change, like training for hosts on sensitive topics. As we reflect, it's a reminder that behind the glamour, celebrities are human. The story continues to unfold, with potential apologies or joint appearances on the horizon. For now, it's a captivating chapter in TV history. Wrapping up our in-depth coverage of the Eugene Levy and Lorraine Kelly saga, let's speculate on what comes next for both parties involved. Eugene might leverage the attention to promote his work further, perhaps appearing on friendlier shows like The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, where his humor can shine without pressure. Lorraine could use it as a teaching moment, adjusting her style to balance fun with respect. Industry watchers predict no lasting damage. In fact, it might enhance their profiles. Fan art and edits continue to flood Instagram, blending the incident with Schitt's Creek scenes for hilarious effect. Podcasts dedicated to TV drama have episodes analyzing it, interviewing experts on conflict resolution. The event underscores the power of live TV, unpredictable and thrilling. As December 2025 winds down, this story caps a year of celebrity surprises,